of your next door neighbor breaking into your house, raping your wife and your children? Should you not be afraid of these evils?
Even to look to eat to your children.
And it's the Lord that bring the Most High make the evil and the good too?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 6, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, or the Lord, do all these things.
That's a true balance.
The Heavenly Father, the Most High, a so-called black man, is about to bring evil on this earth like you've never seen before. Should you not be afraid, man? And the Lord testified, it gave testimony through the Spirit, through His prophets unto you. So it says, Amos 3 and 6, shall the trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? What's that evil? Famine. Severe scarcity of food. In such a way where the elites have, the Most High has put it in the minds of the super elite to bring about this thing, man. Why? Because they want to get rid of the majority of the world's population. That's the real crux of it. They want to maintain humanity under 500 million. And to do that means you need to wipe off out the majority of the world's population. How to do that? Famine, starvation. If you can starve the people into submission. Whatever's left of the people, you can starve them into accepting the NWO system.
Yeah.
Starve them into submission.
And that's easily done, man. Easily.
So this is Salafia. Hosea. So Zachariah. So it says, Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate. Right? There shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Read that again. It shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate. A noise of a cry and a cry of distress from the fish gate. The fish gate is what? The importation of goods, man. Like if you look at America, right? The fish gate would be food imports, like Miami, Los Angeles, the coast of Mexico, the East Coast, right? Those are all the food imports. There's going to be a cry of distress from these food imports. You understand? So if there's a lack of food being imported, what's that going to cause? Inflation. Inflation of food prices.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these businesses, it's going to be too expensive to buy certain food. It's going to be too expensive. So what's going to happen? a lot of these businesses are going to have to close down. A lot of these businesses will have to close down, causing what? A shutdown of businesses, which will directly affect the economy.
Back to that gradualism, it's happening now.
Yeah.
Stop
Bring it out.
down.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have closed it down.
Bring it out piece by piece.
Piece by piece.
You see, this is all gradualism. The Lord is shutting his place down. You see that? Companies are going to have to close their businesses. So it says, verse 11, how the inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. That's the economic collapse of the government, man. A crashing from the hills. It says, and a crashing from the hills. How the inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees.
Yeah.
That say in their hearts, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Yeah, because they don't.
Laziness.
They don't believe that the Most High is going to do anything.
Like he's a bluffer.
He's not going to do good, nor he's going to do evil. And he said, you're settled on your lees, settled on what? Your deceits, man, your lies.
Yeah.
That's what settled on your lees mean. Settled on deceit and lies. So it says,
There's one tile there. Even if you stop that one, they took on over there. So it's all split.
And he's looking at the times, and when he's counting, he's looking at the times.
what's that scripture? Tilapia, Amos. Jeremiah, if I'm not mistaken, Tilapia, hold on. Yeah. Okay. It says, this is Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 17. Although, let me start from verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled. When I heard, my belly trembled. My lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. That's how Hawashai coming back with power and great glory, invading the people with his troops. And it says, although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall the fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive tree shall fail, and the fields shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. That's famine. People said the flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls, man. That's famine, man.
Yep.
No meat, yeah.
No meat.
That's no meat. That's cutting off supplies, right? That's our food shelves becoming empty. That's inflation. What's that going to cause the people to do? To riot, to go crazy, invading other men's houses for food.
Right.
All hell will break loose. See, that's starvation. That's starvation, man. And that's the Most High really declaring war on the people there, man, using the so-called white man. The Most High is getting rid of the majority of the world's population. He's killing them all off using the so-called white man. That's judgment. That's judgment, man. Got something to say, come on.
On the point we're talking about these impending famines, right? This shows how far the average thinking of the people has descended. Because in the ancient world, there are two main things that people would be concerned with. Be it invasion from another nation, war, or famine. People would be looking out for these things. That's why back in Genesis, in the days when Joseph went down to Egypt, he was able to foresee the impending famine, and he warned the Pharaoh at the time. And what did that get him? It raised him to a very high position in the empire. Furthermore, when Jacob perceived that there was going to be a famine, what did he do? He sent his other sons down to Egypt in order to buy grain. That's where they came across Joseph again. See, they were looking at what was going on in the world, and they were taking action rather than being reactionary. So these people in this time, they don't really perceive what's going on. They're not looking to the future. They're just reactionary.
Yeah,
so they respond to something after it happens. That's why second Genesis 15 is going to come to pass. Because people are going to bug out once they realise, oh shit, there's no food. We didn't prepare. Shit, man, let's invade this man's house. Yeah. Let's take that, let's take that. They're just going to be bugging out, whining out, and being reactionary.
You see, that's what the system has done. The system has it's made the people into like dumb dogs.
Yeah. They don't actually understand how life works.
They've made the people so dependent. Yeah. That the second they take away all their luxuries and all their goods, the people are going to turn into fucking desperate animals, man.
But you remember they create that problem, then there's a solution.
Yeah, but that's it. That's
what they do.
But they're the creators of the problems themselves.
That's it. There's going to be a cut-off point for that, you know.
But you see, that's how the Bible refers to this man as being the devil, the deceiver.
That's it.
He's the one that made the problem in the first place.
Wow.
He made the problem, which will ultimately cause the people to react. So he's the one control. He's in control of everything. So that's Esau playing as God.
Yes.
He's trying to be the Most High. He's trying to be the Most High, man. He's playing the people into that trap, into that trap, that snare, right? This Lamentation chapter 4, verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. It says, better to slay with a sword than they are slain with hunger.
It's a miserable death.
They go get that gradual death.
Yeah.
It's gradual. It eats you gradually.
Eat you from the inside out, man. Right? Bears it to be instantly killed through martial law, man. Right? Because when all hell breaks loose, what do you think they're going to declare? Martial law. They're going to declare war on the people, man. They're gonna say, listen, you people are going crazy, you people are bucking wild, we have to control you damn animals. Yes. We have to control you.
Yep.
So they're gonna send in their military and say, get in line, you beasts.
Yep.
Get in line, you animals. Get in line, animals. So So they're gonna take, but you see, that's them being given over to the hand of a cruel Lord, as it says in Isaiah. Let me get it. This Isaiah chapter 19, verse 3. Let me start from verse 1. Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah 19, verse 1. The point is in verse 4. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt.
Hello.
And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. See, this is beautiful. This is a major prophecy. This is let me read that again, so look it. It says, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. If you know about the scriptures, the scriptures say that the Lord maketh the clouds his chariot. That's a great major chariot, a fathership that's going to enter this earth, man. And circumference the whole of the earth itself. Right? The scripture says, all the powers of the earth shall be shaken at the presence of Yahweh.
Hey!
Right?
That sounds lovely.
It says, it shall come into Egypt. And now Egypt is not talking about actual Egypt in North Africa. That's talking about America.
Spiritual Sodom and Egypt.
You see, the scriptures talk about spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. Spiritual. Because Egypt was what? A land of bondage, of captivity and enslavement for our people. And there'd be a second Egypt, because the first Egypt was the physical land of Egypt that we exited from during the time of Moses.
Modern day Egypt.
But then when you go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 68, we'll be led into Egypt again by slave boats. So this is a major captivity for our people. And it's that very same Egypt, the very same land of bondage, that our Lord will visit that land, man. Let me read it again. It says, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Yeah, because America's filled up with all kind of idolatries. Right?
Yeah, let me see the white man, man. The white man color. Okay, the guy first.
It says, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Because what they say, when the Lord comes back, he said, you're going to come with fire. So the Lord will come with fire and his chariots as a whirlwind.
I will melt them.
You see what I'm saying?
So
So this is Bible prophecy. He's not 100%. He's not 100%. He's an Israelite though. He's just messed up in the spirit. When it says that Egypt shall, the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. That's talking about what the missiles and the lasers that come from the chariots, man.
What the concentrated fire. Destroying nuclear missiles. Use them of destruction.
consuming fire.
The Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. And the heart and the spirit of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Then it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. What's that talking about? It's talking about what the race wars, the vaccinated, the craxinated against the uncraxinated, man.
Yeah.
Right? You got all that. You got you're gonna have the what's it? The Edomites against the Jakes. The Jakes talking about our people. That's the race wars. That's the Lord setting the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man. Those that are rooting for Joe Biden, and the ones that are saying fuck Joe Biden, right?
Joe Biden.
So it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to their idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. Let me read that part again. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord. The cruel lord is what? The president of America, man. That's going to bring about that martial law. Because what? That cruel lord is going to bring about what? That martial law. Which is that warlike law. That's what the word martial law means, warlike law. To declare war against the citizens of America and to make them look like what? Domestic terrorists. They're tearing America apart. We need to control these people. We need to put them in concentration camps. We just send in our military and control these motherfuckers, man. So again, Assalamu. Where's that? Assalamu. Missed it. Missed it, so I'm saying. Right, Assalamu. The prophet Isaiah 19 verse 4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them. That's the president of America, saith the Lord of hosts. Right, so that, who's that fierce king? The president, man. And the Most High is going to give the people over into their hands. That's what the martial law and so forth and so on, the concentration camps. Right? And we can see it all happen. Once this economy collapses, all hell is going to break loose, man. And give me 2nd Ezra chapter 15. It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
Spoil his house and his sword.
Get that. Get that, man.
Yeah, I'm almost there. Right, so this is Revelation, that's not Revelation. 2nd Ezra 15, starting at verse 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Read that again, Salatu.
Yeah, Revelation, same Revelation. 2nd Ezra 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein.
Right.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Woe, woe, meaning anguish, pain, and sorrow. See? To the inhabitants, come on.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
For the sword is what? An instrument of death. So that's what we should be expected to come. Death. Unto what? The masses. What it said that the world is made for many, but the world to come is made for few. So you're about to see a mass slaughtering off of the people.
Culling of the population.
Right. Come on now, read that again.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
One people shall stand up against another to fight with what? Swords in their hands. What's an instrument of death? A farming instrument. A jackhammer.
Even
a
a
pocket
shovel.
knife.
Even a
A
shovel.
shovel.
Yeah, man.
A piece of wood.
Pickaxe.
Pick
Pick up. That's a
pickaxe, man.
pickaxe.
They're gonna pick up whatever they have, man.
Garden forks, man.
To defend themselves and defend their families. So you might even kill, some motherfuckers that will kill their own family.
I'm telling you.
Hey, it's like you see that in the films, like when they want to like catch someone in the olden days, they went out with pitchforks and torches.
Yeah.
Remember?
Poor service for that.
People are gonna pick up whatever they have in the time to come. You see what I'm saying?
Because like a brick, that could be considered a sword. Throw that at someone's head, they're done now.
So read that part again.
Right, so it says for their sword and second verse is 15:15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another.
So that's race wars. So what good did these Christian churches do?
Exactly.
Because it all came out in the end. One people stood up against another people. So that whole universal love, that's the wisdom of this world will come to nothing.
That's right.
The wisdom of this world will come to nothing. Because ultimately Bible prophecy will come to pass. One people is going to stand up against another, no matter what the fuck these motherfuckers believe.
Exactly, good point. Very good.
In the end, they're all going to stand up against one another any damn way.
Anyway, prophecy.
So fuck it, man. And these motherfuckers are Christians.
Yeah.
These are Christians. Because ultimately, it's the Most High's will that's going to stand in the end. The Most High separated nations, man. So it's all going to go back to the beginning, how it was in the beginning.
That's right.
The Most High separated them and divided them. So no matter how nice it sounds, right? Coming together and holding hands, the wicked, they're not going to go unpunished. Right? People are going to go to their own people. It tells you that. You know, hold on. I've got pieces. Oh, it's lovely. You put that down. Put that one down. Put that one down. What's it? It's in Jeremiah. I believe it's in Jeremiah, man.
How does it go? I'm holding Jeremiah 51 and 6 about 3.
Yeah. It says, Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. Well, we know she's not going to be healed. Because balm is meant to seal, close up the breaches of your wound. But America's not going to be healed. And it's not predestined to be healed, it's predestined to be destroyed.
Yeah.
So it says, how for her, take balm for her pain, if so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country.
Yep, that's right.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. That's the point. Let us go everyone into his own country. That shows you that's division. That's separation, man. Because what did it say? Esau, he heapeth unto himself all people, and he gathereth unto him all nations. But in the end, everyone's going to go into their own country. Right. So all that wisdom that Esau was about is all going to fail in the midst of, man. Because Esau, that fucking devil, it looks all nice packaged up. It looks all nice, the outward appearance, love and acceptance. But when you tell people the fucking hardcore truth, man, the unfiltered sword of the Lord, man, right? That's when all of a sudden the wicked want to flee.
Yeah.
Because when the truth comes, man, when these prophecies speak and not lie, that's when they're gonna realize it was all bullshit, man. Right? People gonna realize, listen, it's every man for themselves, every people for themselves in the end. That's what's gonna go down. Right? That's what they're gonna realize.